What's going on, guys? TZ Champ here. Welcome back to another video, and it's another raid video. So raid has just done an absolutely interesting, out of the blue, completely unexpected, if you want my honest opinion, collaboration with He-Man, and we got Skeletor as the free login character or champion, which is just I don't even know where to begin. However, there is a lot of scrutiny going on with raid, specifically for a couple of reasons. One of them being Skeletor is a Spirit Affinity support character as the free login champion, which is very similar to the Spirit Affinity support character free login champion that we just had in Loki for the Asgard Divide. So a lot of people are very upset about that part. It also kind of sucks that he's not that great. Attacks one enemy 2 times each hit, 75% chance of increasing the duration of a debuff. Attacks one enemy, place a petrification debuff, decrease attack, decrease speed if it's a boss instead. When the decrease or the petrification is removed or expires, chance to replace it with a decreased speed. And we got an increase accuracy buff on allies, can steal block debuffs, and another random debuff from enemies, decrease turn meters by 15% or 30% if they are from Tellurian League, and the passive increases accuracy every time it tries to basically do anything that requires accuracy, and whenever the champion is hit, 40% chance to place a decreased resistance, 75% against Tellurian champions, with a accuracy in all battles by 60. Just not a crazy champion, to be honest. Not like overly exciting or crazy to really have. Will it help, new players and early players? Yeah, probably. I mean, any legendary really would help new players, though. Let's be honest. So I don't know. He's not too crazy. And then we have He-Man, which is a paid for character. You have to pay $40 to get the pass to unlock this guy. And if you want to skip ahead like I did for just, for content reasons, you gotta pay $60. This is keep in mind, you're getting basically nothing from this besides a couple of extra materials that you use and the character. That's it. Like, just the character and some materials. I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge if you think it's worth it or not, so let me know in the comments below. Personally, I don't think he is, but it kind of just depends on where your account is at, I believe. Because at my level of account, he is a PvP based character, by the way. All of his skills and stuff are basically catered towards PvP. He's got the speed to boost aura in the arena, but attacks one enemy, places extra hit on the corrupted, fills the champion's turn meter by 10%, fills their turn meter by an additional 2% for each buff that's on the champion. A2 has a before attacking, place increase attack, will ignore stone skin, and then if the enemy is killed, it will fill the turn meter of all allies by 30%. And lastly, we have I have the power. Attacks all enemies. The damage inflicted by the skill increases by 10% for each buff placed on this champion before the skill is used. Stacks up to 500%, resets after the skill is used. Really cool, ability, but how often are you going to get 50 buffs placed on you to get to a full 500%? Really think about that. Because I think I don't know how the calculations are made, okay? But I am very certain that when it says for each buff placed, it is not referring to each turn. So for instance, say you place an increased speed buff for 2 turns. I don't think that counts as 2 buffs. I believe that only counts as 1 buff. So in order to take advantage of this, the full power of his ability, you would need to place 50 buffs on him individually. You know, so that means a bunch of them are going to have to run out first. So essentially you're going to have to place a bunch of buffs, wait for them to disappear, and then place them all again multiple times until you get the full stack. And of course there's no way to tell how, you know, how many percentage buff he's, you know, got, which is a little confusing. And then of course you have his passive, which is increase this champion's attack and HP by 5% for each buff placed on this champion up to 50%. Place a strengthen buff on the champion for 2 turns at the start of the round. Also places 25% strengthen buff on this champion for 2 turns. Whenever an enemy's HP drops below 50% after this champion's attack. So if he hits a champion, their HP goes below 50%, he puts a strengthen buff on himself. And he is immune to petrification, which is a direct counter to Skeletor, as well as like champions like Thrala. So yeah, it's just an interesting character. Definitely PvP based, 100%. Now for the artifact sets that I put him in, it is not a complete build, as you can see. Nothing is perfect about this build. However, the stats that I targeted were HP, attack, crit rate, crit damage. His speed is low, I know, I don't have good gear. I targeted those specifically because all of his skills scale with attack and HP. His A2, I believe, is his strongest ability, so that's one thing to talk about as well. Even though this seems like it's really strong, it's honestly not. Masteries, we did this right here. We went through the offensive route for PvP mostly, all the way down to Helm Smasher for a chance to ignore defense. And then on the support side, we went down through HP mostly, down to lasting gifts for a chance to extend any buffs he casts. So that is pretty much his build. Now let's put him in action so you guys can see what he can do. So for starters, he's a PvP based character, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a refresh. And I personally do not have good PvP teams at all. So what we're going to do is go up against a semi-normal PvP team, nothing that's too broken. This is the team that we're going to use. So I have Odin, Arbiter, Lysandra, and He-Man. So he is our nuker and DPS dealer. Everybody else is just there to basically buff him and support him. So let's see what we can accomplish. I did not mean to put that on auto. So he gets a strengthen buff. We're going to use Odin to place the stuns. And his entire team was able to go first, obviously. But now we do... This might not... Yep. Fear just got us. So he has no buffs apart from his strengthen buff. So we're going to open with his A3 and he gets feared. All right. We're off to a wonderful start, by the way. Let's go ahead and just do the true damage on that. Let's see if we can get that buff going now. So we just got the buff. Let's do another one. All right. And now we can hit him. So now they all have a bunch of shields and a bunch of buffs, so they're probably going to be pretty tanky. Got a couple buffs off of him. Here's his A3. Pretty insane damage, actually. I mean, it's not like too impressive, but it hit for like 50. It killed Wukong, but he got rezzed. It hit for like over 50% of whoever this is, HP and stuff. So there's some pretty good damage there, considering all the buffs and shields that they had on them. But it is something to consider that, you know, some teams are just going still too hard for you to beat. Now let's see about his A2. His A2 is his highest multiplier. So theoretically, wow. And, oh, affinity disadvantage. I didn't think about that. My bad. All right, let's see if we can get Death Knight out of here, because the sooner we can get him out of here, I think the sooner we can get some damage going. I am not good at stuff, by the way. I don't have good gear for builds, so it is not looking good right now, though. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can take this. that fear. He has super low resistance right now too, which is not helping at all. But all right, let's do that. Do this. Still can't really do anything. 12,000 damage hit. That's not very good at all. I would love to see. I say I would love to see. I've already seen it. I've seen what he's capable of with an actual good build, and he is incredibly strong for the most part. But you have to pretty much build your team around. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end this because we're not winning, I don't think. Even if I was to use Arbiter's res, I don't think it's gonna matter. So let's try. I'm not gonna beat an Armand's team, to be honest with you. I will, however, take free win from fighting Duchess and Arbiter. Oh, perfect. She has Stone Skin. Okay. So his A2 goes through Stone Skin, as you can see just then. I forgot that it's on auto, but it just went straight through Stone Skin and almost killed her immediately. Now he's gonna hit with his A1. His A1 did the same damage just then. Alright, now let's hit Arbiter real quick. Just get these free wins out of the way. No Stone Skin for her this time, but absolutely insane. Crazy good damage though. When you can get him built, he's pretty insane probably. From what I've seen, I know he's insane. Alright, so let's do a pretty interesting team actually, which is this right here. I don't know any of these characters pretty much that they have, so I don't know anything they do. So this will be an okay. Never mind, I know everything I need to know about this team, which is they're busted broken. Okay, we might have a chance of surviving. I need him dead. I need his turn meter gone. Okay. We have a chance. We have a chance. I might can turn this around. Let's see. Let's see. Kill him. Res. Increase attack. Attack her. Yep, I saw the res coming, so I was trying to go for it. See if I can remove the buffs, and I can. Amazing. And A3. Insane. Insane comeback. Wiped their whole team. Absolutely insane. But as you can see, he can do pretty good in PvP, as I said he was probably going to do because he's meant for that. I have used him in Hydra before as well. I did a test run with him on normal difficulty Hydra. I put him right up against my Ninja, who is built way stronger than him. Okay? And when I say way stronger, I mean, here's a comparison. So 40k, almost 6k attack with way more speed, 100% crit rate with 300,000 or 300% crit damage. I wish it was 1,000%. And plus he's got HP burns and Lady Mikage on the team as well. So he's getting back-to-back double hits and stuff. Ninja did 100 million damage to normal Hydra. He-Man did 41 million, which is still really, really good. He was getting some very good hits. Just had to basically set him up for major hits. Kind of similar to Rathalos. You remember when Rathalos came out, everyone was trying to build things around his passive. 50% more damage against targets under HP burn. And then he also, every 5th skill used by the champion deals 200% damage. So everybody was trying to build, this around his, build that passive around his nuke ability for the AoE, or do the same thing for his A2. because it did a 25%, ignore 25% of the target's defense, but if it was a boss, it would ignore 100% of it. So if you use that when the fifth ability procs up and they're under an HP burn, you can just do absolute massive damage. Kind of the same process with He-Man. You just have to have him set up with buffs to get the high damage effect. Also in Ash's video, as I saw, he was pretty good in Phantom Shogun. He does pretty good in all like waveform content and stuff. He does pretty good single target damage and things like that. But final verdict. So if you go to Hell Hades and you look on Hell Hades, they rate him at a 3 out of 5, which is not exactly good. I mean, it's not, I guess it's not terrible, but it's not good. So what would I rate him? And I saw in Ash's video, Ash rated him at a 3.5 out of, or 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. Personally, I agree with Ash. But it's very situational. If you need him for, and let's see, has anybody rated that? So he's gotten some reviews. A lot of these are probably, you know, inflated reviews because, you know, a lot of people get the new Lego and they put some very just random reviews on it, things like that. But if I had to honestly rate him, he is a, and this is how we're going to do this system. I'm going to rate them based off of what I would rate them actually in each category. Okay? So, I'm rating him a 5 in arena offense. Campaign locations, he's also going to be getting a 5 just because it's campaign. It's kind of hard not to be a 5. Arena defense, I will give him a 5 as well because I feel like arena offense and arena defense should be about the same thing, no matter what. For Hydra, I'm going to give him a 4. Yeah, I'm comfortable with 4. Minotaur, I'm going to give him a 5. Anybody can clear Minotaur. It's not difficult at all. Spirit Keep, considering he is a magic type, I will probably be giving him a 4. I haven't used him there yet, but I would say he's probably got a... Void Keep, it's probably going to be a 3 for me. That's specifically because I don't know. I don't think he's really going to be able to do much in that other champions can't do better. Magic Keep is probably going to be a 3 because it's a magic. Force Keep is probably going to be a 2 just because of the affinity disadvantage. Fire Knight, he doesn't have very many multi-hits, so I would give him a 3 just because of wave clear, as well as his ability to stack damage basically on his A3, and his multipliers being so high on his A2, he's probably... I'll give him a 4 for Spider because of AoE, again, on his A3 being very useful. Demon Lord, I'd probably give him a 3. You can argue that he could be higher, depending on how strong of a buffer team you have. My team specifically was not very good, so that's part of the reason. Faction Wars, he's probably going to get 5. It's hard to be bad at Faction Wars, to be honest. Sand Devil, Sand Devil's probably going to get a 3. I don't see him being very good. Well, I'll give him a 4 because he builds HP. HP champions are generally good against Sand Devil since he ignores defense, so he's probably pretty good for that, to be honest. Ice Golem, I would give a 4 because he'll be good for taking out the little guards and stuff that revive constantly. Dragon's Lair, I'd give him a 4. Phantom Shogun, I think he would do good damage in Phantoms. So I'll give him a 4 there. And lastly, Iron Twins, I think he would do... I don't know. I think I'd give him a 4 for Iron Twins. Again, I'm not saying like he's like really good or really bad. I just think he's, you know, kind of there. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's 18 total areas. So I tallied up all of my ratings that I gave him and divided it by 18 to get the average. So the rating that I would have given is a 3.9. So like I said, I kind of agreed with Ash on his rating. I think he's higher than a 3. I do think he's higher than a 3. However, okay, we're starting to get a little bit better discrepancy between rankings there. You know? I do think he's higher than a 3. However, I don't think he's above a 4. You know, he's not crazy good and stuff. Like Odin, I think is ranked as like a 4 on Hell Hades' website. I think a lot of people have pretty much, yeah, for the most part, have agreed with that just because of he has a very strong passive plus true damage abilities plus a stun and remove buffs ability. So it's just kind of crazy, and it's on a 2-turn cooldown for the most part, or 3-turn cooldown. So yeah. But that is going to be it for this video. So if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with others. Let them know, you know, how good He-Man is or how bad He-Man is. Let me know your opinions as well in comments, as I said. I want to know what you guys think. What area of the game are you in? And would you consider yourself early game, early, mid-game, mid-game, mid to late game, late game? You know, what part of the game are you in? And if you were to get him, or if you have him, do you think it has, you know, changed your account forever for the best or worst? Or if you just got him just to be a completionist and try and collect every champion? Let me know. So, yeah, guys, love you guys, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.